Hey guys, Jackson Garden-Bachop here, and this is the final whistle.
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Rugby Connection presents The Final Whistle. This week's guest, he has been tearing it up with the Hurricanes. He's won the Mitre 10 Cup with the Wellington Lions and he's a Maori All Black. It's Jackson Garden-Bachop. Jackson, thank you so much for coming on the show. How are we getting on?
Good, mate. Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Yeah, we are looking very excited for this one. You are our first Hurricane player and our first Maori All Black, so congratulations.
Oh, what an honour.
Honour for us as well.
Add that to the CV.
Yeah, always searching, always adding. We usually ask our guests what actually got you into rugby, but we can't ask you that because you have rugby in your DNA. Your dad played for the Hurricanes, Samoa, and the All Blacks. Your mum played for the Black Ferns. Your brother is a player for the Highlanders, and of course yourself. So I'm guessing you were almost fed up of rugby growing up.
It's funny because rugby was always around, but when my dad finished his rugby career in the UK, I was full on into soccer, or football as you'd call it over there. So until I moved back, I played rugby, but I wanted to be in the English Premier League. I wanted to play for Leeds United. And then, when I came back to New Zealand, everyone played rugby. So that's when that sort of balance shifted. And I kept playing until I was about 13, soccer that is. And then rugby took over from there.
Ah, fair enough. What position were you at football?
Striker.
Nice.
Yeah.
What could have been? How fitting that you played 10 now, so you're still slotting in all the goals. So how fitting is that?
Yeah, exactly. I reckon it had something to do with being able to kick the ball, right?
Yeah, definitely comes in handy with that. So when your brother and you play against each other, so when it's Highlanders versus Hurricanes, who's the family rooting for?
They haven't said out loud. I don't know if they've got a favourite internally, but Dad played for both teams, so he's got a foot in both camps. So yeah, you'd have to ask them. They could be telling Connor they're supporting the Highlanders behind my back, probably.
Brilliant. We'll love that. We've got one from our co-host Sean. He's asked, what is your favourite rugby memory?
Oh, there's lots. Yeah, lots of good memories, both on and off the field. And it's hard because you think about it through different stages. Like I think back to my school rugby. I love that. 4 years in the first 15. Boarding school, like living with the team pretty much. Some awesome memories come from there. What we're able to do at school. Some of my favorite games that I've been a part of. Hurricanes, we snapped the Crusaders' winning streak down in Christchurch. They'd won 20 odd games in a row down there, and we beat them. That was awesome to be a part of. Wellington Lions, when we won the championship 2017, that was awesome to be a part of. There's a few more, but those are some that stick out right now.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm glad you mentioned winning the Mitre 10 with the Wellington Lions. Obviously, you mentioned 2017. You got Player of the Year that year, so could you give us a feeling of how it was in camp that whole year and build up?
Yeah, that was a special year. That was a real special group. I'd come back from a pretty disappointing Super Rugby campaign with Melbourne. And I was supposed to be there for 2 years, but that got cut down to 1. Came back to Wellington, which was my last contract. And then I had nothing. So that group that we had that year was pretty special. For me personally, our forwards were awesome. And the whole time we were just going forward. There was a Suffles breakout year. We had Brad Shields was captain, Sam Lousy was there. And we were just on the front foot, having fun on the field, having fun off it, and everything was clicking.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, is having fun on and off the pitch, because you do hear sometimes that players just think it's more of a job and they're not enjoying themselves, which you hate to see.
Yeah, 100%. And that's often when teams are playing poorly, is when they're turning up on Mondays and not looking forward to it. So Haven't
Yeah,
had too many of those. Haven't had too many of those Mondays, which is nice.
that's always a bonus. What's the best match you've ever attended, like, as a spectator?
As a spectator,
Yeah.
All Blacks versus France in Paris. My first time with the Maldives, we played in Bordeaux against the French Barbarians. We lost to them, but then we had the opportunity the next night to go up to Paris, and they just got us tickets, and went and watched that game, and that was really cool. I'd
Was
never
that
watched All
in
Blacks.
the autumn?
That was after 2017, so end of 2017.
All right, okay, fair enough. Pretty cool.
Yeah, so I've never watched the All Blacks overseas, and they're pretty much crazy. They're sometimes crazier about the All Blacks than we are. So that was awesome to see.
Yeah, I mean, you picked a good team to go to because the French fans are rowdy. They're very loud, and they're always up for it.
Yeah, no, it was good.
You just mentioned the Maori All Blacks. How did that all come about? Like, how does the selection process differ to the All Blacks? Because I know that there's a big difference.
It's basically, if you've got Maori heritage somewhere in your bloodline, you just tick a box at the start of the year when you sign your contract, and so declare that you're available for New Zealand, and you can declare that you're available for the Maoris as well. So once you've done that, then you just play, and hopefully play well enough that the coaches pick you.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair enough. I have seen like videos of more bonding sessions with the Maori All Blacks compared to the All Blacks. How do you think that's the case?
I obviously haven't been in the All Blacks, so I can't speak on that, but it's a massive side. Learning about the culture, and putting time and effort into learning te reo Māori and haka, waiata, song. It's a really special part of that team. It's a really easy team to go into because everyone sort of has that common background, I guess. Even if you don't know someone, you know sort of what they're about, or where they come from, or where they might be coming from. So it's a cool team to be a part of. It's one of my favorite teams. Good.
Is there anything from Maori culture you could tell us and the viewers?
Oh, that's tough. There's a lot. I suppose one thing that I've found interesting is haka, that a lot of people overseas perceive it as like just a straight up challenge, like we're coming to kill you, we're coming to fight you. But what I learned from being in the Māoris is a lot of the time haka is actually not directed at the opposition. It's directed at each other within the team, and binding together and getting ready for battle as a group, and lifting the spirit there. So that's something that I found really cool that I didn't know before being in the team.
That's quite interesting. I didn't know that either. I knew that they weren't just war challenges like you said. I know that because you see hakas get performed for funerals, for weddings, for the rugby obviously is probably the big one, but I knew that they're all different meanings. But I didn't know it was you were doing it for yourselves. I didn't know it was. I thought it was for the opposition. But that's interesting.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't know unless you learned it. So
yeah, true. Obviously you made your debut for the Maori All Blacks and you scored against Canada. Just how was that? How was like traveling to Canada? Because obviously they don't get a lot of game time for like big games anyway. So how was the whole experience in Canada?
Yeah, Canada was unreal. It's a beautiful country, first of all, like to be wandering around. And then that was the biggest crowd I'd ever played in front of. I can't remember what the stadium's called, but it's got the roof on it, massive jumbotrons in the middle of the stadium. I think it was like 40,000 sold out. And just that whole week was pretty surreal for me because obviously there's lots of players, a couple that I played with, but some guys that I idolized and was just excited to be around. So I was just happy to be there. And then the try came late in the second half, which was cool. But it was awesome.
Yeah, you just mentioned that there were some idols in that camp. Who caught your attention when you first arrived?
Well, one guy I'll mention is Tim Bateman. When I first came out of school and I was in the Wellington Lions, he was sort of the second 10 behind Lima Sopuanga. and he was someone that I really admired in terms of the way that he saw the game, the way that he approached his week in terms of detail and learning and understanding the game. So that was cool to reconnect with him, because he went down to Canterbury not long after I came to the Lions. So that was one guy that I really liked playing with. But yeah, all the boys in there, good lads. Ash Dixon, the captain, awesome player and an awesome leader in that team and in the Maori culture as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you said Ash Dixon there, it just sprung to me like Maori legend.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know that you play 10. Who is your dream halfback partner? So you could do one past and one present. So who's your scrum half? Who's helping you control the pace?
Oh, I think the past I'd love to play with my uncle. I've heard so many people speak highly of him and compare him to Aaron Smith a lot. So that would be cool to link up. I always wish that I had the chance to play with Dad, obviously, because he was at the level. So I'll bring him back from the past. I don't know about present. At the moment, I just love to play outside TJ in the 10 jersey for the Canes, because me and Reeves have been rotating a bit. So I'll be happy with that.
That's fair. How's camp going right now? Because I know that, are you in a bubble or are you okay?
I had COVID last week, so there was about 25 of the boys that got it, I think. So we had a week off, training shut down, and we're all back in now, which is all good.
It's so weird. This whole COVID thing, I think, is annoying everyone at this stage. But
what's it like over there for you at the moment? Do you guys still isolate and stuff?
No, not really. It's very bizarre. When yous came out of lockdown originally, and yous were like essentially the first country open, we were all shut down, not getting to do anything, and now it's kind of almost flipped on its head, because like are you allowed any fans at the games yet? No.
Oh, I think not really. There's about 1,000 or something. There's a limit, a really small limit that they're allowed.
Yeah. And
it's normally they give it to sponsors and the members and that.
Fair. No, we've switched that, so we're allowed full capacity and all that, which was, it's good to be back to normality, but it's also a bit weary at the same time, because like we have just came out of a global pandemic, and then you're getting chucked in a train like sardines on match day, and it's very weird.
It's still all floating around too.
It is, but the rules make no sense over here.
Oh yeah, they contradict each other themselves everywhere.
That's it. Exactly. I lost my trail. I thought that was just because we were ranting about COVID there.
That's all good, bro.
Obviously, you played in the Mitre 10 Cup. You won Player of the Year that year. What makes the Mitre 10 so special? Because we don't get much coverage over here in the UK for it. But I know that people that love their rugby love the Mitre 10.
I think the first thing is that majority of the players play for their own province, like where they grew up or where they went to school. There's obviously a bit of players bouncing around, but because Super Rugby, you just get picked up from anywhere. If someone offers you a contract, you take it and run. So Mitre 10, there's a bit more, maybe a little bit more of that emotional value for people. And also, I think just the style of rugby, it's really fast. It's really open. There's a lot of young players that sort of just like to throw the ball around and have fun with it. So there's always cool tries. There's always high-scoring games. I think it's just a fun competition all around.
Fair enough. One of our co-hosts, Harvey, he can't be with us today just because of the time it is. He said he would love to basically do away with Super Rugby in a sense. So the top players like yourself would constantly be at Wellington, because that's your team. And then the best of the Mitre 10 would then go to the Highlanders, Crusaders, Hurricanes, etc., just for like a smaller block. And then, so you'd have to do really well in Mitre 10 to earn it, to then go back. Almost like make the Mitre 10 the main tournament in New Zealand instead of Super Rugby.
Yeah, that would be cool. it's just the money, because we don't have enough people here to just rely on a national competition to be our main source of income. I think that'd be the issue, but in theory that'd be unreal.
Yeah.
There's always a couple games a year where the teams will get their All Blacks back, either to get minutes or just because they've got a break in their international season, and that's always awesome. When we get the likes of TJ, Artie, Safo, Colsey, when they all come back, it's pretty much what your mate's talking about. It's awesome.
Yeah. What are those boys actually like in camp? Because you see, you kind of get some character out of them, but it's more from Dane Cole's, like when he was pushing Ben Barrett around. That was quite funny. That never forget that. But what's the rest of the boys like the big names you mentioned there?
Yeah, no, they're just all lads. They're just normal guys. Obviously awesome at what they do in terms of rugby, but just normal characters. Some people are a bit quiet, some people are loud, some people bring niggle like Colsey, some people chirp at the ref on the field and then are completely humble off it like TJ. They're all just normal dudes.
That's fair. Is there anyone that loves just like a party? Who's the party animal of the Hurricanes?
But I think on their day, pretty much everyone. It'd be hard to single anyone out. I'd say 3 or 4 years ago, I would have singled myself out probably. There's usually a crew each year of about 7 or 8 lads that are on it every weekend, and sometimes every now and then once or have a few beers during the week before a day off or something. But I can't name names. I don't know who's going to listen to this.
God, we need names. We need names.
Maybe next question. I'm a bit rattled by that one.
That's fair enough. What's your personal aims for the season?
I just want to be the number 1 team for the Hurricanes come the end of the year. It's my last year here. Potentially my last year. It's my last signed year here. So, yeah, pretty much basing on what I decide to do in terms of staying or leaving next year will depend on whether or not I'm the out and out first 10. So that's my number 1 goal.
That's fair. Fingers crossed. If it doesn't go well, could we see you in the Northern Hemisphere?
Yeah, potentially.
Where are you top like 3 teams? Where are you looking at to go?
Where's that? In the UK?
In the UK, in Europe, just wherever.
I have not thought about it, to be honest. Probably London Irish, just because that's where I've been. That's where I first played rugby. That's the only place I've got a connection to. So, and to be fair, I haven't followed the game enough up there over the recent times. But I definitely have to log on to YouTube and watch some highlights, look at some tours online of the cities, see what looks nice.
They are giant beaters this year so far. London Irish have proper gone for it, and we've got a nice little connection with London Irish. We've had two blokes on there, so if you sign there,
nice.
You just jump back on and we just continue this.
Yeah, exactly. Get us all on.
I mean, we'd like to see you. I'd like to see you at Edinburgh, just because I'm an Edinburgh fan and I like the way you play. So that'd be nice.
Yeah. I think it was Glasgow looking for a 10. That's the other team up there, right? Is that where Josh Mackay and that's just gone?
Yeah. Josh Mackay plays for Glasgow. Yeah.
Yeah, I know they were looking for a 10 at one point.
Don't do it, Jackson.
Hey, I won't do it to you. I can't do that now.
That's fair. I'm guessing the idea of Japan is quite intriguing as well, because obviously a lot of the big boys go across to Japan now, either just to make.
Japan seems like a pretty good market for New Zealand players at the moment. So that'll definitely be on the radar when I do decide to go.
Yeah, fair. Well, fingers crossed that it all works out here for you at the Hurricanes, and then cutting down your start. And who knows, we could actually see you in an All Blacks camp sooner rather than later.
Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah. We've got some quick fire questions now.
Yeah.
Probably none rugby related, but we'll just go for it.
Yeah, sweet.
Ready?
Yep.
Favourite stop?
Favorite what?
Favorite song?
Favorite song? Three Little Birds, Bob Marley.
Nice. Favorite film?
Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, beautiful. Go to after match drink.
Or haven't been drinking for a while now. I used to love apple cider.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Favorite style of food?
Style of food, Mexican.
Favorite city visited?
Probably Vancouver.
Very nice. I've got Canes or Landers, just for a little joke.
Canes, man.
Canes.
All day.
All day. Oh, there you go. There's a Canes for you. Dream car.
Dream car.
Yeah.
I've only just recently, since my daughter was born, got a car that doesn't break down. So
Hey.
I'm enjoying my Kia Sportage at the moment.
I'd
love a big Range Rover or something one day.
Oh, I wouldn't say no to that. Winning try or winning drop goal?
Oh shit, that's tough. Probably try. Yeah, finishing off a good team try, that'd be unreal.
That's fair. That's fair enough. And last one, Canes for Super Rugby this year.
What's that?
Canes to win Super Rugby this year.
Yeah, I back us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Nice quick fire questions, nice and easy.
Yeah, no, all good.
Yeah, that was really good. And learned a lot about Maori culture, learned about the Wellington Lions. How's their chances this year? Do you
The
think?
Lions?
Yeah.
Oh, we're always a good chance. We always have a good squad. We get a lot of Hurricanes that filter down. So yeah, I'm not actually sure what sort of turnover we've got this year, but yeah, every year we've been competitive. Been bloody annoying.
I was going to ask if there was any ones to watch out for coming forward, but you've not watched, so you don't know.
I think the young guys in the Hurricanes right now, Ruben Love, Aidan Morgan, my brother, they're the next gen of the Wellington Lions, and they should hopefully take us to the next level over the next few years.
Yeah, who knows? I'm sure we only hear about it in the UK once the final's done.
Oh, do they not play the games over there?
Very hard. I have to go on YouTube and get the highlights out and all that. It's not televised over here though.
Oh yeah.
Super Rugby's not even televised over here anymore.
Oh really? I know my sister was in London with her boyfriend recently, and they had to get a VPN and stuff and like change where they let.
I think you can pay for a subscription, but it's like I think it's £50 or something.
Oh yeah, not worth it.
I think it is. I love Super Rugby. It's the only time I can sit back and properly just enjoy the rugby because I'm not affiliated to any teams.
Yeah, so it's the best rugby to play. It's Super Rugby Aotearoa was pretty special. It's still pretty special, I reckon.
I was just going to ask you about that because you were the first almost sporting event to come through the pandemic. So how was the inaugural Super Rugby Aotearoa?
That was cool when we played the Blues up there, and Eden Park pretty much sold out. And yeah, everyone had been itching to play rugby for a few months, and all the people had been itching to watch it. That was a cool occasion. It was a good way to kick it off. That was the one where Colsey was pushing Bodie.
Yeah, that was
game.
That was fun. You don't have to proper answer this, but did you ever feel the pressure? Because obviously you slotted in once Bowden left. Did you ever feel the pressure, or did you just focus on your own game?
The only pressure in that sense I ever got was from like trolls online. In terms of the opinions that matter from coaches, the players around me, my family and myself. Like I knew I wasn't going to be Bowden. I'm not the player of the year in that, but I backed myself and what I could do for the team. But yeah, just a few of the fans were expecting Bowden Barrett sort of statistics and weren't getting it, so a bit of hate coming. But but it's been good to be able to get more time since he's gone.
Yeah, absolutely. I think any player would benefit from not hoping for players to get injured or leave, but you will take full opportunity, like you did. Like you were on, I think it was the Crusaders game. You were on absolute fire.
I hope so.
I feel like it was the Crusaders that stood out to me, but there has been other games you've definitely just turned up a notch or.
Yeah, well, I think it's just time. Like it's so hard when you're getting 10, 15 minutes off the bench 3 or 4 times a year, like to get into a rhythm, for players to understand how you play and get those connections going. So that's what you get. There's always a little bit of selfishness when you play rugby in terms of wanting to be the guy that's in your jersey. But obviously didn't want Bodie to leave. Like that's a massive loss for the squad, but it was definitely good for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same. I'm really good friends with most of the boys in my team, but when it comes to training and like match day, I'm like, no, I want to be better than you.
Yeah. Well, you need to have that, otherwise.
Exactly, or you'll just get left behind if you don't. So. Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say again. We've had such a nice, easy phone chat. You've caught me off guard a few times, Jackson.
No, you're all good, bro.
No, just this has been an absolute blast. Thank you so much for taking your time off to come and chat with Rugby Connection. Just myself today, because of the time it is. So Harv's the youngest, so he's at school.
Yeah. And
Sean's got a driving lesson, so. You just got married. You just got married the dad that's used to getting up early. So
no, that's all good, bro. Quality over quantity.
That's it. You get the best. That's it. It's been an absolute blast. Thank you so much, mate. This has been the final whistle with Jackson Garden-Bachop, and we'll see you next time.